Hi, happy Victober and welcome to my first Victober vlog. I'm starting with The Doctor's Wife. It's very funny, very entertaining so far, and I'll chat to you about my Victober read. It is Saturday evening and because I'm in my 30s I don't have any plans outside of the house. Victober isn't going great. It's the 5th today and I've read a whole of 30 pages for Victober. Usually I like to start strong and then I kind of lose it throughout the end of the month, but now I just read a few pages and my focus just goes. Not tonight though. Tonight I am putting on my pajamas and we're going to catch up with the chapters of The Doctor's Wife with the Discord. Having said that, I am loving The Doctor's Wife. It keeps on being witty, it keeps on being incredibly entertaining. It has some David Copperfield vibes. Having said that, I have not read David Copperfield, but from the many adaptations I've seen, it's giving David Copperfield. The author main character is giving Dickens. Although, is he a main character? And I don't think he will stay a main character, but he is a best friend of who I think is going to be our main character. And hopefully I can catch up on those pages. And I can start, here we go, wait. And I can start reading more of the Brontës. So those are my unrealistic plans for the evening. What are you doing? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know how you're spending your day today or your evening, depending on when you're watching this. So the chapter I have stopped at is Monsieur Heger. It's Belgian, I should know how to pronounce this, but I don't. It's gonna be juicy because he is the object of Charlotte's affections. So yeah, I'm excited to read this, but first I wanna catch up with The Doctor's Wife. And I'll see you once I've actually read about 100 pages of that book instead of just a few pages every time I talk to you. Hi, it's time for another update because I have actually been able to read some of The Doctor's Wife. The Doctor's Wife is still incredibly funny, which I'm enjoying so much. It's definitely less serious than Madame Bovary, which is the book that the author, I believe, was inspired by. Not entirely sure. Something I heard the Victober host saying. Every day I try to catch up on the Victober schedule and I'm always at least 20 pages behind, mostly because I'm in flare-up city. The fatigue is fatiguing and I have, of course, things to do because I have a business now. But luckily for me, the things that I have to do right now are a lot of fun. So while it costs me energy, it also gives me a lot of energy. I've been working on the Christmas collection and there are things that I feel like would be so awesome to do, but I want more experience first before investing in something like that. Like I would love to do an advent calendar, but I think I need more experience to make right choices. So for now I have done something different, something maybe a little bit safer, but something that I'm super excited about. And today I've just been working on all the graphics for that. And that's been a lot of fun. Yesterday my mom came over and she is a really talented illustrator. I love her illustrations. It's so unique. Anytime I see some of her artwork, even if she didn't tell me that she made it, I just know it's hers because it's so unique and she has been lending her talents to the shop. And I think we're going to get really beautiful things for Christmas. But we're still in October. It's still Victober and I've decided to reprint the bookmarks for the shop that are related to Victober. So I have 2 Brontë bookmarks, the Wuthering Heights one and the Jane Eyre one, which are back in stock. If you would like those, I would recommend getting them through Etsy because the shipping rate is like a few euros on Etsy. Because I can send them through the mail via an envelope. So yeah, I've reprinted those because it's Victober to celebrate them. Yes, again, having a lot of fun with The Doctor's Wife. It's very witty, very funny, which I've said a million times, but that is kind of how I feel about it. Also, there's a lot of commentary on male behavior in a very witty way, kind of almost Jane Austen-esque. There are a lot of references towards other characters in books because that's basically the female main character's whole personality. She is obsessed with fictional stories and wants to fall in love with one of the fictional men she knows, and she wants to be one of the heroines from her book. And she has a few that I know of them, but I haven't read them in the book. There's some Dickens and Trollope, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but there are a few that I just don't know. So I do think I'm missing some bits, and I think this will be a much richer reading experience if you are like one of the Victober hosts and if you have all of that under your belt. I am glad I read Madame Bovary though, because even though I didn't like that book, I think it makes for a richer reading experience of The Doctor's Wife. I wanted this one for my shop, but there's only one edition, only the Oxford one that's available in print, and I'm so surprised because why is this not a more famous Victorian novel? Because it's so wildly entertaining. But then again, maybe like a universal thing is that comedy isn't valued as highly as drama, and maybe this will be pure comedy. I mean, it's not pure comedy now, but maybe that is how the plot will be wrapped up, and therefore it's not as well loved. And it's written by a woman. What a sad world we live in sometimes, but at least Oxford printed it. In my September vlog, I mentioned that I was reading The Gender Games. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's also a birthday gift from Lucy. So thank you so much. I've been listening to the audiobook, which I would highly recommend because Juno Dawson is almost like a comedian in a way that she sometimes tells her own stories. And I'm really, really enjoying it. I've been listening to it while I was doing the graphics today. And it's very easy to follow, so it works really well while you're working. At parts, it feels like a memoir. Sometimes she tries to educate you on things. There's definitely some valuable information here when she approaches teachers and parents in how to make LGBTQ a topic of discussion, make it something you can easily talk about in school, and how you can educate young people on these kind of topics. Which, like, being born in the 90s, that did not happen at all at my school. I have no idea if it's better now. I'm afraid not, but I would hope so. So it is already the second week of October and I don't see myself being very successful this Victober. I think it's partly because like I'm working a lot now, which I haven't done previous Victobers, but the fatigue is also quite real. I have decided to take the last week of, or the fourth week of October, I'm taking off from the shop to just recharge myself before the Christmas craziness begins, which seems like a wise plan. So maybe I will have some space to do more reading in that week. But yeah, I should probably just sit down and do some reading right now. I definitely want to get the Elizabeth Gaskell in. I've said this a few times, but it's not Victober if there's no Elizabeth Gaskell. And then of course I want to finish the group reads, but I don't know if I can finish a whole lot more Victober reads. We shall see. I'm finally there with The Doctor's Wife, finally caught up. And I'm still having a great time. I am losing my concentration a bit, but I definitely think that's me and my chronic fatigue flare-up and not the book, because the book is still highly entertaining. I do think it's more gentle, more soft than Madame Bovary, which I found quite a rough, hard read at times, especially when... No, I can't say. I can say without spoilers, but the characters that are part of the ensemble are more emotional, more gentle than in Madame Bovary, which was I think maybe one of the reasons I didn't really love Madame Bovary. I'm currently doing some things for the shop, some Christmas things for the shop, and I'm intending to do Vlogmas for the shop, hopefully, and really get the word out there that I'm doing Christmas stuff. So I'm just filming the process and making, I think, like 20-minute vlogs for December, and then the more footage I already have, the better. But I love seeing people do their process. Yeah, and today I am definitely having a reading day after I'm done with this. I am making the bookmarks, or making, yeah, it's a collaboration for the Christmas bookmarks, because of course I need to do a lot of work. It's the 11th of October, but I need to make sure everything gets printed right before I want to launch all the Christmas stuff. Also do have to ship at least one order today, and then I'm taking a week off. I decided to do it earlier because I didn't really see the need to push myself when I am self-employed. So when I take my vacation, it's for me, so hopefully I get a week of, first of all, recovering from my flare-up. Yesterday and today is definitely better. I definitely see the end of the flare-up here. And then also gaining my creativity a bit, which is always one of the challenges after flare-up, and it's one of the most important things for me to do, to take time after flare-up to feel my creativity again. And I did have like a little DIY kit for fall decorations, and like those kind of things that I can put on an audiobook and do something with my hands, something creative, something of which the end result doesn't matter. And I feel like now that I have the shop, end results always matter now. So I need to do something silly. I started doing embroidery, did not finish it. Might want to pick that back up again. Maybe I'll do a puzzle. I need this week to just feed my creativity. Of course, it is a week where I have all sorts of appointments I don't want to have. But yeah, those are important as well when you have a chronic illness. So yeah, I'm taking the week off, but I will still be vlogging and hopefully maybe not talking to the camera, but I'll definitely be showing you some creative things I'll be doing. And hopefully today I can read a little bit more of The Doctor's Wife. And oh my gosh, I want to read the Elizabeth Gaskell one. Let's have an update where I give you a review of Elizabeth Gaskell instead of saying I'm going to read it. How about that? I have spent all of yesterday in this room watching Discovery of Witches, a Discovery of Witches, I think. It's not like a top tier show, but it's still incredibly entertaining. It's a bit cliche, but I had a lot of fun, especially when they went back to a historical setting, which I love. Like if I can pick between a contemporary or historical setting, I will always go for an historical setting. Can I show you this? No, I cannot. I got some Victorian things for Christmas for the shop, but I cannot show you yet because yeah, I just cannot, but it's gonna be fun. Today I want to read more of The Doctor's Wife. It's so beautifully and gently written, which I think I mentioned in a previous clip as well. And then when I've read the chapters for today, I want to read the Elizabeth Gaskell. So this edition, this is the Wordsworth Mystery Editions. I have a few for the shop, so this is what is in there. And I am going to read the one that Katie recommended for Katie's prompt, which is not Louis the Witch, although I would like to read that one. The Grey Woman, which I don't know. Let's see how big. Oh, it's around 50 pages. So I will probably need a part of the evening for that as well. Nora is taking a nap on my sofa, having a great time. Yeah, so let's read.